Okay, so I'm going to be kind of showing a quick tutorial on how to draw hair. So, basically when you're drawing hair, it's really simple. So, all you gotta do is draw the head. Usually I draw it without the top, but it's at the top. You could just add a top. It's easier, kind of. It's a good base to have a top, but I don't really do that usually. So you want to start with the bangs, usually. You could either start with the bangs, or you could start with giving the general shape. So you make a little guide for where the forehead's going to be. So this could be where the forehead is. And then we're going to say this girl has straight hair. So straight hair goes down, basically goes down. It has a lot of, the weight's going to be on the bottom. It's not going to be really fluffy, like that. It's going to be more straight, I don't know how to explain it. So we know the shape's going to be like kind of like this, maybe a little flowy to show that it's hair, but it's a good starting place to start with bangs. So straight hair, so the bangs are going to be kind of like that. The weights can be like more evenly distributed. It's going to be like this instead of like that, So we're going to just like that. You could still add fluffiness, especially to the bangs, because the bangs is like, it's a smaller amount of hair, and so it's going to be more fluffy because it's shorter. And now I usually add this. You don't really need to add that. It's just a stylistic choice. And so you go like that. And since it's at the top of your head, it's never going to be like super flat on the top like this. It's going to be a little bit above it, the skull. So you're going to have, that's why drawing like the top of the head is pretty helpful. So you're going to kind of go like that, and there's going to be little snippets like that. You don't need to like do that many snippets. You can, if you want to start off, you can kind of like go like this and like kind of draw how it's going to look, and then later on you can just go like that, like add a little bit of stuff going in, like afterwards. You could add little pieces of hair. That's like messy, straight hair, someone like that. See, that's like straight hair. It's a little bit messy. You just have to make sure that you have like 2 layers if you're doing it like this. I do my hair in a much faster fashion, and it's like I don't draw the skull. I just kind of guesstimate, which is probably not that good of a choice. See, if you're doing like curly hair, you're gonna want to do it more fluffy. This is short curly hair. The shorter the hair, the more fluffy it's gonna be. Even if it's like straight hair, it's still gonna be more fluffy than long hair. Long hair has more weight, so it's gonna be like this. And then straight, like, when you're doing hair, just like really go with the flow. Don't be too rigid with it. You have to like do little flicks. Practice doing this kind of shape. It looks like an S in cursive, I think I'd say. So like an S in cursive, see? It's an S in cursive. So like you just want to practice that shape. See, these are kind of like hair snippets. This is someone, let's see, S shape, S shape. Just make sure you know how to do the S shape, but like upside down, backwards. Practice it like upside down and backwards, right side up. You can really see those S shapes. See, I'll darken that color. So this is an S shape. This is kind of a J. This is an S shape. I don't know how to explain it. So I kind of drew this. This was a really short thing that I drew. It took less than a minute, honestly. it's pretty simple. So I did the little S shape, obviously for the little curl. And I was thinking this is like a short hair, but it's also like straight hair. You can tell because it's not, when it's curly, the curls are like closer together. So like the curls would be more like this, you know? It it would look more messy, kind of like that. It'd be like they're really close together. But if it's straight short hair, it'd be like kind of like that, I guess you would say. So it's more like you just have to flow and go with the flow, you know? Really try out different things, see if it works for you. So this would be, see, I did more like fluff, and then this would be like that. I was really avoiding doing this tutorial because I actually don't really know how to explain it, but I told my friend I would. See, so like her hair goes like that, and it's like that. Another really helpful thing is to find the starting point. And so when you're doing the hair, let me delete these. Should I keep this girl? Probably shouldn't, but I'm keeping her because I attached two things. Okay. So everyone has their hair starting at like a different point. So this person, you can kind of like, their hair can start in the middle. And so when it starts from the middle, that's how most of my characters start off. I'm going to draw everything from the middle. That's what I'm used to. So as you can tell with her, the hair's coming from the middle. I could draw a point. See? So everything's coming from that way. See? Everything's coming from that middle. And so right here, if something's coming from the middle, you would just make sure that everything's like kind of coming from that part. And right here, say this person, their hair is going to come from right here. So their hair would be like this. I'll make it darker for you. So their hair is coming from here, and it's going to be like that. And so you could kind of do it like that. Sorry if these aren't that good. It's just to kind of give you a rough idea, you know? Right here, let's say that this person's hair is coming from right here. Or here. So their hair would be like that, and so you'd kind of like, you kind of do it. Oh, sorry. Their thing would be right there. It wouldn't be at the top because that wouldn't make sense. This part, this thing, it's like, I think it's called a cowlick. The cowlick comes from where your hair parts. So the cowlick would be there. See? See? It's very simple. That's basically how you draw hair. Just practice the. See, I kind of know how to do it. Little shapes like that, you know? And then practice different hairstyles. It doesn't need to be perfect, just practice doing it kind of quick. And don't be too rigid, because if you're rigid, it's not going to look as good, because hair is supposed to be flowy, and, you know, that's part of the reason why I like doing hair. It's one of my favorite things to do. If you're rigid, it will look very stiff, and hair usually isn't stiff. It'll look like a robot or like a fake person. See, this is me doing it like kind of rigid. You know, it's not gonna look that bad, I think, but it's not gonna look amazing, like as good as your potential can be. Just go with the flow. Like this could be straight hair, very rigid straight hair. Like what kind of straight hair would look better? Like this, that was very rigid, or this straight hair that's not rigid. So like, it might not look that straight, but it's straight hair, See? Which one looks better? This one is better than that one. I'd say, at least. Okay, thank you for coming to my tutorial.